Build My Ride is here with Chris, the owner of this 1970 Plymouth GTX Lime Light. Awesome color. He's going to take us around the car and tell us all about it.
All right, this is my 1970 GTX. It's been sitting for 30 years in a storage lot. I ended up buying a bunch of cars out of this storage lot, and this one is one of them. This one is my favorite. I love Lime Light GTXs. The color is insane. This car features its original fender tag. It's not a really heavily optioned car. It has power steering, AC, manual drum brakes, lack of stripes, which is kind of unique. Originally, one solid color, all Lime Light. Somebody added some vinyl top trim at some point. This car has got a console automatic bucket seat. It has a couple of different molding options like M21, which is the drip rail molding. It does have the V6X black stripe in the back. But otherwise, this car is a pretty standard GTX. It's got the C16 bucket seats, or C16 console, C55 bucket seats. This car was built new in LA and has remained in LA County its entire life. So as you can imagine, this is kind of a typical California car where you tend to see the rust on the outside, but no rust on the inside. This car actually is pretty good considering it's been sitting in a storage lot for 35 years. The trunk floor's got a couple of little holes. I would say you could probably get away with doing a patch in the center and leaving the rest because it's really solid. The extensions are going to have to go. They got some holes in the bottom. Quarter panels are going to have to go. What happens is a lot of dirt and water ends up going down through here, and it blocks the drain holes on the bottom, and then the wet dirt and leaves and stuff rot out the quarters. It's going to need a new Dutchman panel as well. So 2 full quarters, trunk extensions, a trunk patch, the Dutchman panel. One of the doors is going to need a couple of patches, and then this one here in the corners. And then the front fenders have been cut for truly massive 70s tires. And no extra charge for the alarm. This car has a 74 440 HP in it. It has its correct exhaust manifolds. And another thing that's kind of unique to this car is all the AC parts are here, which I don't know if you've ever restored an AC car. These are the hardest things to come by, is the original AC parts. So restoring it back to a factory original is a little easier because you have all the parts. Obviously the motor is not correct, or it's kind of correct, but it's not the correct motor for this car. The transmission as well is out of the same C body. So it's got a 727 torque flight. It's got an 8 3/4, I think, with a 276 open rear end. You can see a lot of the original paint under the hood. It's been painted a few times. Looks like it went red and then went black, and then, which is kind of standard deal in the 70s and 80s, where people just change the color of their car with their mood. I just put on some decent BF Goodrich radial TAs on the 14-inch rally wheels. All in all, it's a fairly complete car. It's missing a couple items like the air cleaner and the carburetor, but for the rest of the stuff, it's all there. Being a California car, this would have had no exhaust tips. It would have been a turn down car on its dual exhaust, and that's actually indicated on the fender tag that it's a California emissions car. All in all, that's it. For me, I think this car is really solid and unique. It's not very often you see a Lime Light GTX, and I think it would be a fairly easy restoration. Not that any restoration's easy, but at least you're not digging out frame rails and floors and everything else. This car is really solid underneath. And again, the other thing is you're not going to be digging around for a lot of the rare 1-year only parts that it has. And that is it. That's this car in a nutshell. It's got blue plates from California. It's been here its entire life. And you guys back east would absolutely die to have something like this. I would think, and that's my GTX.
Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, the limelight really is what makes this a really pretty rare color combination and car. I mean, what, they built less than 10,000 of these
Yeah,
or so?
I don't know. Nobody really knows the exact number,
Yeah,
but
a lot less than Roadrunners.
yeah, I guess you could get. I guess we would know the total production of GTX. We just wouldn't know it by breakdown of options.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome, Chris. We appreciate it. It's a great review of the car. No surprises.
Nope. And then if you look underneath it, there's a lot of lime green still hanging around underneath on the frame rails and on the floors. And like I said, this car outwardly, looks pretty beat up, but underneath it's really solid.
Awesome starting point. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. Thank you.